Games channel. Today I've got a Crusader SP review for you. It is in fact the Tier 7 British artillery. I know that lots of people aren't a fan of artillery, and to be honest they didn't used to be my cup of tea until I got the F304. I absolutely love the bird. I think it's so fun, and to be honest, I don't even think of it as an artillery. I just play it a bit like a TD sometimes, use TD mode. I just love it. But as I've been working my way through the missions for the Stug, I did realise that some of them just couldn't be achieved in the Burt. One of them was to do around 2,000 damage, and I've done that before in the Burt, maybe about 6 months ago. But I wasn't sure if I could repeat that. I mean, you do need practically an ace tanker to achieve that. And I just wasn't sure I could. So I decided to buy the Crusader SP because it does that little bit more damage. I thought that I would achieve the mission a lot quicker. It turns out I did. Within maybe 2 or 3 hours of playing, I had the mission in the bag, and now I'm working my way towards the T28 heavy tank concept, which I hope to have soon. So yeah, I got the Crusader XP unexpectedly because I thought I needed it. I probably wouldn't have bought it otherwise, to be honest, but I just decided to get it purely for the missions. So it has 350 hit points, which is about average for an artillery, and it has around a 14 top speed. I do find this really lackluster. Good old Burt has 72.4 top speed, and he really can whiz from flank to flank when he needs to. The Crusader SP cannot whiz anywhere. I mean, if it wants to go anywhere, it probably needs to drive backwards because it actually is quicker going backwards. It really isn't designed to move around the map, let's say. It's designed to stay in one place and pretty much not move the entire game, which I'm fine with. I think I've got used to it now, but I wasn't used to it in the beginning at all. So in terms of armour, it has around 28 at the front, around 28 at the sides, but only 20 at the rear. To be honest, I think this is pretty irrelevant. Armour definitely isn't something I think of when I'm looking for an artillery to buy. I think if you're shot, you die, that's it, that's all there is to it. So I don't really look at the armour of your arty. People definitely don't buy arties for that reason anyway. So, let's take a look at what guns are available. As you can see here, the first gun is the same one that is available on the F304. It's very fast firing, a rate of fire of 5 rounds per minute. And it does around 450 damage. Well, it could do 450 damage. I find that when aiming at heavies and mediums, it probably does around 100 to 120 per shot. I find that if you're aiming at something weakly armoured like a fellow artillery or perhaps a lightly armoured TD, then of course it can do the 450, but it would have to pen for that. It's also got a very good aiming time and adequate penetration, so I find the F304 gun to be brilliant. I love it. But does it work on the Crusader SP? That's a good question. I don't think it does. I think because the Crusader SP is much slower aiming, much bulkier, you can't really move around, I find it just doesn't work. I mean, I just think it needs a bit more oomph. It needs something that's going to do a bit more damage per shot, especially as it is going to see those Tier 9 vehicles. So on to the big gun, the other gun. This one has a rate of fire of 2.14 rounds a minute. I find this to be kind of frustrating because sometimes you can see that your team is losing, or you can see one of your flanks falling, and there is literally nothing you can do about it because you're reloading. And even if you aren't reloading, then you have to wait for 6.5 seconds for it to aim. So I just find it annoying, especially after I've played the Burt for so long. I think it just takes a bit of time to get used to, and I'm still not used to it yet. But to be honest, that's the thing for me that makes me think, oh, do I really want this tank? Or should I sell it, and should I not keep it in my garage? It's kind of a tricky one, really. So it does around 900 average damage. Or does it? Well, for me, it doesn't. For me, when I'm aiming at heavies and mediums, and it doesn't penetrate the HE round, I'd say it does around 250 damage, maybe 300 at push. And of course, when you're aiming at those weakly armoured targets, maybe it could do 900. I mean, I did manage to one-shot a Hellcat the other day, and I pretty much took all of a T-25-2's health as well. So that certainly wasn't bad. But in terms of doing 900 sort of every shot, that is not the case. And also you've got that enormous aiming time, so I found that 9 times out of 10 I've probably missed the shot. I think I definitely need to learn to aim for longer, because normally I just shoot the shell and it just goes in a different postcode. I need to take the time to aim, and so will you too if you want to learn to master this tank. Okay, if we go back to my garage here, you can see that I don't use any premium consumables. I don't on any of my tanks, not even on my Tier 9. I just don't want to put any more money into the game than I have to, really. That's just me. In terms of equipment, I have got a camo net on board, just because I think if someone did come over to where they think I might be hiding and I was in a bush, I really wouldn't want to be spotted. I want to stay alive as long as possible. And in terms of what ammo it's got the normal HE and the gold ammunition. I've got around 22 shells of the normal HE and 10 of the gold, but I don't think I'll be using them because of the 30-second reload. It'd take me a lot to get through all of these 22. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. I think 22 is more than adequate. In terms of crew skills, I had a 50% crew when I first bought this tank, and I realised that the tank wasn't very good, and then my boyfriend said to me, you know, why don't you just get 100% crew, why don't you just buy some gold and do it? And I thought, oh, do I really want to? And then I did, because yeah, it's always worth getting a better crew if you can afford it, and I thought it was worth it on this occasion. So I've got camo as most of the skills for the driver and the 2 loaders. Again, because I feel like some of the crew skills aren't really relevant to artillery the way they are relevant to other tanks. Like, if I managed to get firefighting, that would be pointless. If you're on fire, you die. There's no point getting repairs. If you're shot, you die. Like, most of the things aren't so relevant, but camo is definitely something that I would get on all my artillery. Because you don't want to get spotted. In terms of the skill that I've got on my commander, I've got the mentor, just because they're on the first crew skill and I want them to. Thought that could be quite effective there. And I've got my designated target on my gunner there, only because I think that having something visible for a few more seconds could really be great, because sometimes you're watching the map, you can see a target, you're reloaded, you're aiming at it, and then all of a sudden it goes. It's like, oh, that's gone, and you have to find something else to aim at. But I think if it was available just that 2 more seconds, it could make obviously a huge difference to your game. So I thought that'd be quite a fun one to have. So as I said before, I did achieve my mission in this tank. I achieved my ace tanker, actually, the game before I managed to get the mission. So I did a game, I did really well, I got the ace tanker, but unfortunately I just missed out on the mission. And then the game I had after that, I managed to achieve my mission, but I didn't get an ace tanker, which was really odd. But anyway, I thought I'd show you the ace tanker game, just so you can get a little feel of what this tank's like, and help you decide if you want to buy it yourself. So I'll show that to you now. So here we are on a tier 9 battle on Swamp. This is going to be the ace tanker game I was talking about. So I decided that I want to move back towards the J2, K2 zone. I want to stay as far away from the enemy as physically possible, really. And then I decided to park up here. This seems like a pretty good spot. So though I decided originally that I was going to go right down pretty much into the corner, I then decided this looks like a pretty good spot, why not? Because I can see quite a lot of the enemy from here. It's quite an open map, it's ideal. Something like Himmelsdorf is a nightmare in the Crusader SP, or any artillery for that matter, and I seemed to have been getting Himmelsdorf all day. But for once I got an open map, and I think this is why I did pretty well. So I've started aiming at a few of the things that have been spotted. I mean, when you're in artillery, you do need your allies to spot for you. You need them to be really good at spotting, and our team are in this match. So trying to get a shot on that bulldog there, but I can't. This T-54E1 is making it too easy, but then he moves and it's like, no, why have you moved? So you can see how it is playing the Crusader SP from this. It is, like I said in the review, it is like 9 times out of 10 you miss. So I decided that I might have another go at that tank, but it doesn't seem like I can get him when he's behind the rock. It seems like I need to wait for him to pop out, and as he isn't spotted, I don't know if he's going to or not. So I move on to the T-54, then I move on again, just constantly looking for targets. I want something that's got a good amount of health, that can obviously take all its health, but I want something that I can easily get a shot on. I don't have to like aim behind a rock or anything. That's the sort of thing I'm looking for. This Jagdtiger is perfect.
That was close.
But unfortunately, it ends up just tracking him. It doesn't end up damaging him at all, and then he gets took out. I mean, it's always good when I track him and he gets took out by someone else, because of course you've helped your team in some way. But it'd be nice to get a bit of damage in. So back here again, trying to get the VK. It's behind a rock. We don't know where he is. And trying to get the enemy arty. It's going to take a while to aim here. And then that's the RT gone. I mean, with a target like that, so weakly armoured, you are going to just take it out in one shot. So it was really lucky that that RT got spotted then. And back to the VK again. There literally is no shortage of targets in this game. I think that's what's made it such a good game. And you may notice that I'm scrolling around from target to target quite a lot, but I think you've sort of got to do that. I think you can't just aim at the first thing you see. I think you've got to think to yourself, oh, I can get a clear shot on that. Oh, I can't get that. Let's leave that. I think that's one of the things I kind of dislike about RT, because when I'm playing other tanks, if I see an enemy, I'll shoot it. It doesn't matter which enemy it is. I don't go, oh, I don't fancy shooting that one, I think I'll shoot that one. I'm not picky, I'll just shoot anything. But I think in the RT you've still got to be picky, and I don't know if I like that or not, but I think it's just the way you got to be. So T-54E1 is making his way across there, and we managed to track him there in the middle of the water and do a little bit of damage as well. It was about 300 in that shot, which I think is around average, maybe even above average when you're aiming at heavy or a medium. He's moving again, and luckily he's spotted again, so we're not going to give up easy on him. He's still in the open, and now he's tracked in the open, and we've almost reloaded.
Enemy hit.
So we do get another nice shot on him. Pity hit, we managed to leave him on 5 health there. It would have been nice to take him out. So as you can see over near the A3, B3, C3 area, our allies have fallen, and it's time for us to reverse a little. It's faster backwards, we need to get out there a little. We don't want to be right at the front with that AMX 1375 because we will be spotted. We want to try and make sure that we won't get spotted. So we've done about half of what was required for the mission. Obviously we can't give up there. And we're just waiting on our team to get a spot in now. They are doing a little better than the enemy. It is 9-5, so it does look like we will win at this stage. I think everyone's a little nervous to spot. They've realised that the enemy are quite strong, and if it was me, I wouldn't want to be that AMX 1375 or that Bulldog wanting to zoom across there. I'd want to take my time as well. So we kind of got to wait for them when you're in the RT. You've kind of got to hope that your team does the right thing. But also, I would never type something in the comments like "get scouting" or go on spot." I'd never do that, because you know, I can understand why they don't want to go and get themselves killed. It's their choice. So we were going to take a shot at the Foch there, but the aim circle's just not closing quick enough. You can see here how long it does take to aim, even once you've reloaded. But now it's starting to close, and we do take a pot shot anyway, but as you can see, it's no point. Just doesn't even land in the same postcode. There's just no point. You really have got to let it aim, and that's something I'm still getting used to. I decided to relocate slightly. Well, I was going to relocate slightly anyway, just further forward, but I can see pretty much the whole map anyway, and there's not really much point, so I don't need to move too much, and as I said, it's really slow, so there's just no point. We do manage to get a nice shot on the Foch there, and that's the end of him. We don't know how much damage we did, obviously, because we didn't see the shot land, but I imagine we did around 50 or 37 or something. It was something like that, the amount of health he had left. So we're moving forward now. We know that this area on this side of the map is completely clear of enemy vehicles. There's completely no risk. And we can move forward. Looking back, I think I probably would have just stayed in the same place. There was no real need to move. But we knew that area is clear, so we're not gonna get killed by doing it or anything. I did think that might hit him there, and it might take him out, because with 23 health you are very susceptible to just a bit of splash damage, but obviously it didn't hit, obviously it went nowhere near, and the Crusader SP doesn't have enormous amounts of splash, so yeah, you're not going to have things damaged a lot by splash. You really do need to try and get those direct hits. The British vehicles aren't very good at splash. You're better off getting something like the Germans if you want to get a bit of splash damage. So the enemy team are fast being wiped out. There's not much left for us to aim at, to be honest. We are really running low on targets. There's only the fellow RT left on the enemy team. I definitely thought that he was going to be in the corner there, but it turns out no. probably lurking around somewhere. And really at this stage I'm just hoping that I can just get the shot off and just get that arty killed before the enemy can, but before the allies can, because they can obviously fire their guns and I'm firing from above, so hopefully I can get the shot off just that bit quicker. Yep, he was there, and yes, we do manage it. So we were very lucky there that because we were firing from above and we were completely ready to fire, completely aimed, we could just drop the shell, and that's that. We were quite lucky there. We did manage to get 3 kills and an unknown amount of damage, because although we think it may be around 1,200, we don't really know, because we did manage to kill that foch without him actually being spotted as well. So I will show you the end result screen now. So as you can see here, I did manage to get the ace tanker, and I did manage to get bruiser. I also managed to kill 3 vehicles, the 2 artillery of the enemy team and the foch. And I did manage to do a fair amount of module damage as well. In fact, I did 5 lots of module damage to the T-54E1. I really made him suffer. I mean, when you find HE, obviously you are going to do that module damage. So, yeah. Here you can see that I'm top in terms of XP for the team, and I'm not top in damage. I'm actually 4th in terms of damage, but I'm still really, really close to 2,000. So close. I got 1989, which, when my mission was to get 2,000 damage, I was so frustrated. Like, I was just like, oh no. But luckily I did manage to obviously achieve the mission in the end. And I got 3 kills as well. Just being top in XP means a huge amount to me, because I sometimes feel when you're playing at the RT that you can't really spot anything. You obviously can't spot things, I mean. And sometimes apart from tracking things, it doesn't feel like you can help your allies that much. So it's really great to be able to get such a large amount of XP, really, in an RT. As you can see here, I managed to get almost 22,000 profit with that premium account, which for me is excellent. I don't know whether I'll keep playing the Crusader SP or not. I kind of feel like I won't. I feel like if I need it for another mission, of course, I'll totally use it then. But I feel like for day to day, no. Just because I don't enjoy it that much. But maybe you do. Maybe I'm not cottoning on yet. Maybe there's some hidden secret to playing it that I just haven't found, and I'm just not very good in it yet. But let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you love it. Maybe you love arty. Maybe there's some other nationalities of arty that you think I should try. Yeah, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I'm sure I'll catch you next time. Bye.